Mumma, बस 5 minutes और. Does this sound familiar? It's 8:30 p.m. You have been trying to get your 6-year-old ready for bed for the last 1 hour, but they are glued to that tablet. And every time you try to take it away, full meltdown mode. Last week, a mama reached out to me and said, "Ma'am, I don't understand. My child used to sleep so peacefully. Now it's like we are fighting a war every single night. The moment I mention bedtime, it's drama, tears and tantrums. What am I doing wrong?" You know what I told her? आप कुछ गलत नहीं कर रहे हो. You're just missing some crucial pieces of the puzzle. Hello everyone, I am Rahela Tayyebi, a trauma-informed parenting coach. For the past several years, I have been helping families create peaceful, structured homes where children thrive without the daily battles and power struggles. And today, I want to share something with you that changed everything for hundreds of families. It's not about becoming the screen police or feeling guilty about technology. It's about understanding what's actually happening in your little one's developing brain. So grab your coffee, settle in, because I'm going to tell you a story that might just solve your biggest bedtime struggles. Let me tell you about Priya and her 7-year-old son Arjun. Sound parenting practices, structured routine, loving home, but bedtime, pure chaos. Every evening would start the same way. 7 p.m. dinner, 8 p.m. wind down time with the iPad, 8:30 p.m. tablet off, and then, "Mama, I am not sleepy. Can I watch just one more episode, please? Mama, please, sirf ek aur." What followed was usually an hour of negotiation, tears, and finally, Arjun falling asleep around 10:30 p.m., only to wake up cranky and tired the next morning. Does this sound like your house? Here's what Priya didn't know, and what most loving, well-intentioned parents don't realize. Those innocent 40 minutes of calming screen time were actually creating a neurological storm in Arjun's brain. Picture your child's brain like a beautiful, complex control room. There's a tiny but mighty part called the pineal gland. Think of it like the sleep manager of the brain. This little manager produces melatonin, which is like a gentle lullaby chemical that tells the whole body, "Ab so jao, it's time to rest." But here's the fascinating part. Research published in the psychological reports show us that evening light exposure suppresses melatonin twice as much in children compared to adults. Matlab, what barely affects us adults is hitting our children's brain like a double dose of stay awake signals. Now imagine little Arjun's brain at 8 p.m. Those blue light photons from the iPad are hitting special cells in his eyes. Scientists call them photosensitive retinal ganglion cells. These cells are like tiny messengers that immediately call the brain and say, boss, it's daytime, don't make any sleeping chemicals." So while Priya thought she was giving Arjun quiet time, his brain was getting the message, "Party time, stay alert." This brings us to the first major mistake, the timing trap. A comprehensive systematic literature reviewed by Carter, Orzech and others found that screen time is adversely associated with sleep outcomes in 90% of the studies, primarily by shortening sleep duration and delaying bedtime. But here's the part that shocked me. When I first learned, research by Lee and colleagues in 2018 shows that blue light can suppress melatonin production for up to 3 hours. Think about this timeline. If your child uses screen at 7 p.m. and should be asleep by 9 p.m., their brain is still getting stay awake signals until 10 p.m. Do you want a respectful solution? I taught Priya the digital sunset rule. All screens off 2 hours before desired sleep time. For Arjun's 9 p.m. bedtime, screens went off by 7 p.m. But what will he do for those 2 hours? Priya asked me. Perfect question. We created what I call the wind down ritual. But timing wasn't the only challenge. Let me tell you about a mistake that Priya was making. The mistake number 2 was content chaos. Not all screen time is created equal. There is a difference between watching gentle nature videos and playing high energy games or watching exciting cartoons. Here's what was happening in Arjun's case. His favorite wind-down show was actually an action-packed cartoon with bright colors, loud sounds, and exciting storylines. His little nervous system couldn't distinguish between real excitement and screen-based excitement. When children watch stimulating content, their brain releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, the same chemicals that help us run from danger. These hormones are designed to keep us alert and ready for action. Exactly the opposite of what we want before sleep. As a trauma-informed coach, I always consider the nervous system. Exciting content can dysregulate a child's nervous system, making it nearly impossible for them to transition into the calm, safe state needed for sleep. Mistake number 3 came up when Priya mentioned something casually during our conversation. Oh, and Arjun usually watches a show in his bedroom. It's easier that way. He can wind down in his own space in that way. Priya explained to me when I gently questioned why she was doing that. She said that it's easier. I get it completely, but here's what neuroscience teaches us. Our brains create powerful associations. If the bedroom becomes associated with stimulating activity, the brain doesn't recognize it as a place of rest. Sleep researchers at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia recommend keeping all screen devices, TV, video games, computer, tablets, and smartphones out of bedrooms for kids. With portable devices in bedrooms, insufficient sleep now affects 30% of the children between the ages of 3 to 10. That's almost 1 in 3 children. Instead of just removing the tablet, dealing with protest, we created a special charging station in the living room. Arjun helped set it up, and we made it an important job to put the tablet to sleep every evening. Children this age love being helpers and having important jobs. This way he felt empowered rather than punished. Here is a mistake that's often invisible: using screens to replace sleep-promoting activities. Research shows that screen time often replaces physical play, reading, or other calming activities that naturally prepare children for sleep. In Arjun's case, those 40 minutes of screen time had replaced outdoor play, book reading, and connection time with family. His body was not getting natural tiredness that comes from physical activity, and his mind wasn't getting the gentle transition that comes from storytelling. We created a visual routine that children can follow. 6:30 p.m. active play, outdoor if possible. 7 p.m. dinner and family time. 7:30 calm activities like puzzle, coloring, or books. 8 o'clock bath and bedtime routine. 8:30 stories and cuddles. 9 p.m. sleep time. The final mistake, weekend inconsistency. Weekends में थोड़ा late सोने देते हैं, Priya admitted. Friday and Saturday nights meant later bedtimes, more screen time, and sleeping in the next morning. With children's circadian rhythms, their internal body clocks thrive on consistency. When bedtime shift drastically on weekends, we are essentially giving our children jet lag every single week. After implementing these changes consistently for just 2 weeks, Priya messaged me, "I can't believe it. Arjun is asking to go to bed. Yesterday he said, Mumma, I am feeling sleepy. Can we start our bedtime routine, please?" Here's your exact action plan. Let us call it the peaceful bedtime blueprint. The 3-2-1 rule for little ones. 3 hours before bed, last big meal or sugary snack. 2 hours before bed, digital sunset, all screens off. 1 hour before bed, only calm, connecting activities. As a techie, I have a few more tips for you. Use blue light filters if evening screen time is absolutely necessary for you. Enable night mode on devices when giving them to your kids. Consider amber tinted glasses for unavoidable screen exposure. Remember, children aren't trying to be difficult. Research by Dr. Jody Mindell shows that children are naturally drawn to screens and their brains literally crave more stimulations once they've had some. This is normal neuroscience, not defiance. What you can do as a parent is use empathy. You really want to keep watching. It's hard when things have taken away, but now it's time for our bedtime routine. 6 months later, Priya shared that their bedtime battles had completely transformed into peaceful connection time. Arjun's sleep improved, his mood became more stable, and their evenings became something the whole family looked forward to. You don't need to become the anti-screen parent or feel guilty about technology. You just need to work with your child's developing brain, not against it. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress and understanding. Start with one change, maybe the digital sunset rule, and build up from there. Your child's brain is incredibly adaptable. Make these changes consistently for just 2 weeks and you will be amazed at the transformation. Which part of this story resonated most with you? Comment below and let me know. And if this helped you understand what's happening during those bedtime struggles, please like this video and subscribe for more respectful, science-backed parenting techniques. Sweet dreams, and I'll see you in the next video.